Today on the channel, it's June 17th, 2026, and as the prophecy was foretold by me, of course, Todd McFarlane, we're back again with WWE Mattel Reveals, Part 2.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another WWE Mattel Reveals video. And today we're going to catch up on all the stuff that was forgotten about in the last update. And I did do an update just the other day, so make sure you check that part 1 out. That's the lion's share of it, but we got more stuff to talk about here in part 2. Now, these reveals did come to us from MattelCreations.com. You go to the WWE section. Under the WWE section, there's the forums. Find the post with the forums. That's where they announce these things. Kind of strange. It's kind of hidden away, and a lot of people don't know about it, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, that's the way Mattel wants to do their reveals, but you're in luck. I'm going to recap them all for you, and as I said, once again, check out part 1 just the other day here on the channel as we rolled through all those. This will be every single other thing that we got going on. And it is June 17th, 2026, depending when you're watching this. And these were revealed on June 16th, once again on MattelCreations.com. And we're just going to dive right into it. We're going to go through some of this. And this time we're headed to Walmart. Beautiful this time of year, Todd McFarlane. We're going to WWE Superstars Series 19. Once again, Superstars line. I'm not telling anything you don't know, and Todd from the couch doesn't know. Possibly the most frustrating toy line to collect here in 2026 and 2025. You're right, Todd. It is the WWE Superstars line. Walmart exclusive. We'll see where it ends up going with those. I am unboxing Series 18 on the channel and 17, 16 as well. But I'm not sure. These are supposed to be out in fall, it says. I'm not sure if that means fall 2027. I'm not exactly sure. The distribution on these is so terrible. I'm not sure where it goes. But we got some heavy hitters, but we got some questions on them here. And we're going to dive into Series 19. We got John Cena, the GOAT to many, as we know. Feels a little weird in the Superstars line, but let's be honest, it makes sense. He's one of the all-timers, so you could easily put him on a WWE Mount Rushmore. There's no doubt about it. In this Superstars line, you could say, well, he doesn't really belong now, but much like classic Superstars and other lines before, you could say in a couple of years, oh yeah, John Cena, he fits that bill. But historically, Superstars have been more 80s, 90s characters, as we know. This is a little bit more recent, but it does work, and you got to get John Cena out there. I understand how that goes. Looks good. I'm actually shocked we didn't get a hat with this John Cena. I think a lot of that has to do with the upsize of the Elite heads for the Superstars. They don't have a mold of a hat, so they said, we'll leave it out, which makes this feel a little bit unfinished for me personally. We'll see how it is in hand in fall 2027, I believe is what it will be. Coco Beware, another favorite here on the channel. The Birdman feeling a little bit missing something too. There's no jacket, but in a plot twist, I did buy 2 of the Coco Elites. I'm displaying one with jacket on, one with jacket off. I may use that extra jacket for this Coco. I may do that. We got Frankie, looks like reused from the Elite as well. Coco Beware, a guy that feels like he fits in this set. There's no doubt about it. And I'm here for all the Coco Bewares. We're really cool to get the blue-haired version. Have to imagine we'll get that eventually. We'll see where it goes. But no shirt, no jacket. Feels a little incomplete, but at least we got Frankie with this one. King Kong Bundy, another guy that feels like he's going to be a part of this one. Makes a lot of sense. You got to get the most out of your King Kong Bundy license at this point. He does look a little bit undersized. It feels like they need another size body for these Superstars. Now, one of these days you would think they'd try to make Yokozuna, but I guess at the same token, thinking out loud here, Bundy and Yokozuna would be different sizes. But it feels like we need a bigger size for Bundy. I think the shirt helps add a little size to him, so that does work. And I'm glad we got a little shirt with him because it makes him feel a little bit more special. As Bundy's very cool, but very plain Jane. Bald head, black singlet, big guy. Not a lot of meat on the bone there. So those shirts do go a long way, adding a little extra pizzazz. And then easily the star of the set here. Todd, I thought this was really cool. And really, Todd, you and I have been through a lot over these years talking to you from the couch. And I'm actually shocked this didn't come from you first. But the Mattel team, my hat's off to you if I had a hat on. Todd, you got a hat on? Yeah, give him a little bow here. I thought it was really cool, as I apparently am Mattel's favorite figure reviewer, and they said, you know what, we're going to make an action figure of our old buddy Kyle, and we're going to put him in the Superstars line. He's a kid from the 80s and 90s. He belongs in this line, so they came out with a figure of me in the Superstars line. I think it's pretty good. What, Todd McFarlane? That is not me, that's Hillbilly Jim. I don't know if I believe that, but I guess now that I read a little closer, it does say Hillbilly Jim on the packaging. But man, those blue eyes, that hair, I guess the part is a little bit different. I got a little bit of a side part, not down the middle, but pretty darn close. I thought they got a picture of me. I happened into that Mattel photo booth when I was there just for that Mattel Revealed event, and by chance I had a red shirt on and overalls, so I'm not sure if it's not me. It could be a 2-in-1 figure, but this Hillbilly Jim looks great. Missing the horseshoe. Now, I don't ever walk around with a horseshoe. Hillbilly Jim does. So you would assume, since they have that mold of that horseshoe, they would have put it with this Hillbilly Jim. So once again, leads me to believe it could possibly be a tribute figure to me. I don't know. We'll have to see when we get it on the table. Once again, the fall of 2027, I believe, Todd McFarlane. But Hillbilly Jim, a country boy, coming to the line as well. I'm here for that. Then we finally got the long-awaited Elite 127. Felt like there was delays. Like, I'm shocked we hadn't got pictures of these yet. These should be around the corner from ringside, but there's usually 1 or 2 times a year where there's a little bit of a lull with elites, and we're in one of those right now. Sometimes they're coming fast and furious. Sometimes you get a couple extra weeks in between sets. We're right there with 127, and we started off with John Cena. A lot of rumors about this one being there. It was also a top picks figure, or was it greatest hits? I always kind of get those mixed up. I think it was greatest hits, possibly. That John Cena is going to be in 127, so it looks like they're doing the same figure twice, at least by my eyes. Would have to get them side by side. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we won't. But another John Cena, getting the most out of your molds. We know what we're up to over there at Mattel. We also got Sami Zayn. There was a clip where we were getting Sami Zayn all the time. It's died down a little bit. Now we're getting another Sami Zayn around the corner. Makes sense on SmackDown every single week. Headed for a showdown with Cody Rhodes like a young Jeff Lynne and ELO. Yes, you're exactly right, Todd McFarlane. Real ones know about the power of the ELO, of course. Alexa Bliss feels like a repaint of one we got before, and it honestly could be. Where'd my Alexa Bliss figures go? I'm lost in my own toy room. That's what it is. But Alexa Bliss feels like she needs an update, especially in the head sculpts and stuff. It is what it is, but it is a new Alexa Bliss, and I think we've had at least one figure since she's returned. So this will be the second one. We'll see where that goes in the future. And speaking of a guy, first time in the line, last time in the line. We say it all the time, and we can say it's ringing true with this one here. This will be JC Mateo's only Elite figure, as he has been released from the WWE, as we do know. But we're at least getting a figure. We're going to build out that group one way or the other, I guess. But sorry for your old Jeff Cobb there. I believe we're supposed to get like a main event or a championship showdown of him. So he will at least get 2 figures, but this will be his one and only Elite. I'm not sure if that'll spike interest in this or not. I guess we'll see what ends up happening there. First time in the Elite line. Now, Axiom, his partner, we're talking Nathan Frazier here. Axiom got a regular and Chase Elite. Nathan Frazier got a regular and Chase main event figure. So now Nathan Frazier finally stepping up to the Elite game. Have to imagine Axiom will be stepping into the main event game here fairly soon. But we got Nathan Frazier coming. And last but certainly not least, a guy whose figures have shot up on the secondary market. One, Bronson Reed. We haven't had a Bronson figure in quite some time, so a lot of people, this will be their first Bronson Reed. I will say a little plainer than I would have liked. He had so many fiery different kind of outfits we could have used, especially based on a couple of his prior Elites. This one's pretty plain. You do get a table here straight from Dudleyville, I think. So it looks good. I think it'll sell well, but man, it doesn't hold a candle, at least on first impressions compared to the other ones. And speaking of those other ones, I remember one day I was in a trip. I was on a trip and I paid a tribute to Walmart by my hotel room in, I want to say, it might have been Shakopee, Minnesota. Shakopee, maybe that's what it was. I can't remember, but just play along. I went into the Walmart and they had like 50 of the Bronson Reeds there. I'm like, why do they have 50 Bronson Reeds? Then those things started going for like $100 and some on eBay. I'm like, oh, look at all that money I could have made. I was busy. I couldn't do that, but wild time. That should bring Bronson Reed prices down. So I would say I usually don't talk about investing in figures and stuff such around here. If you're sitting on some carded Bronson Reeds of the past, I would sell those right now because the value is going to drop with this Elite coming out, future Elites, future main events, maybe even an Ultimate one day. You better strike while the iron's hot. If you don't have a lot of love for those figures, sell them now. Move on to this Bronson. Bada bing, bada boom. Your wallet's a little heavier. Who doesn't like that? Gas prices are through the roof. Try owning like 5 Jeeps like I do. It's expensive to fill those things up. Moving on to main event 167. Moving from the Elites to the main event. Gunther is going to be in this one in 167. An easy pass for me. I love Gunther. One of my favorite superstars on the roster. I loved him back in the day on the independent scenes. But man, just plain Jane, we've had this so many times. But once again, this is for the children. It's for the kids. It's not going to be for everybody, but Gunther coming back out there. First time in the main event single line. I believe we got a 2-pack with him. It is Jacob Fatu. This actually looks pretty good. If I see it in person, I might pick this one up. You got Jacob Fatu in 167. Stone Cold Steve Austin, that's a must-have for me. I love this Austin. I love we're getting all these Austins here. Once again, I'm a Stunning Steve guy, and I would love to see some more Stunning Steve stuff, but I do enjoy collecting the Austin figures. It's, I wasn't loving it in the heyday, but I love it with 2026 eyes, maybe fall 2027 eyes, whatever you want to say. I do like that Austin. I will pick that one up. I will be picking up the Goldberg figure. I know he's a polarizing individual. My dad absolutely loves Goldberg. My dad, not a wrestling fan, really. He went along with me as a kid, supported the endeavors, but he liked the Warlord back then. He liked Goldberg. It makes a lot of sense if you think about it, but I like this old man Goldberg, retirement Goldberg, and I felt like we were supposed to have an elite Goldberg based on this. Maybe we'll get that announced in the future, San Diego Comic-Con, something like that. But I'll probably end up picking Old Man Goldberg up. And I thought the last Elite line way back when, I guess the entrance great was WCW, but some of the ones we got Old Man Goldberg. Now we're getting old man Goldberg is where we're at right here. So that could go okay. And then Asuka, I would say possibly her final figure for a while. We'll see where that one goes. Her first ever basic main event style figure. As we know, a lot of decor on her, a lot of paint apps, a lot of face paint. You know me, I'm here for face paint. This one looks good. This is a must-have for me. I'll pick up Asuka. Moving over to main event Showdown. Series 28. Feels like just the other day they started those Showdowns. But here we are with R-Truth and John Cena. That's another one. We don't get a ton of R-Truth, so it feels a little special. Not sure if I'm going to pick that one up or not. One I can tell you I'm definitely not picking up is CM Punk and Gunther. Basically feels like figures we've had in the past. I'm pretty sure these are just straight re-releases in a 2-pack. Not going to be for me there. And then Roman Reigns, Braun Breaker. I hate that old main event Braun Breaker mold, body mold. Wish they would have updated this. Plain Jane, Roman, very plain as well. Easy pass on that set as well. So going to save some money on Series 28. Going to pick up a couple of 167 main events. I don't get all of them. I dabble like maybe you do as well. Sometimes it's nice when you get to just kind of pass on a whole set. So we'll see where that goes. And last, but certainly not least, we got the latest Walmart 3-pack that'll be coming in the fall. So be on the lookout for that one in the fall of 2026. Summertime is going to be Bash at the Beach. I'm expecting those over the next month or two. We'll see where that goes. But the fall is going to be the 3-pack. It is the Raw 3-pack with Batista, John Cena, and the Hulkster. Basically from, was it a dark match or a main event of a Raw episode? It's weird. This feels really old, but also doesn't feel old at the same time. It's in that weird time frame where it feels recent, but also really old. I don't know. Time's a weird thing, as we always talk about here on the channel. But I love the Hogan there. I think that's really cool. It's the time they put both belts on him, kind of as a little bit of a tribute. I thought that was really cool. But gosh, I mean, that was a long time ago. I fully committed in my brain just now. It was a long time ago. I'm just living in the past is what I'm doing, Todd McFarlane. But the Batista, they keep shorting the short end of the stick on Batista. I don't understand the reasoning for that. Maybe it's because of all the tattoo work. It costs a lot of money. I'm not exactly sure. But Batista was a main dude for a long time. And I feel like he's very underrepresented in the Mattel line. Yes, we have a bunch. I have them all right over here. There is a lot of Batista figures, but it feels like the star caliber he was, he should have had more figures than he has. And we should at least get 1 or 2 Batistas a year, you would think. We very rarely do, it seems like. Last one would have been the Sagat Street Fighter one. But we're getting one right here in this 3-pack, but only 1 head for Batista. I like my Batista with 2 heads, but we only get 1 there. We get the Hulkster looking good. He is the star of this pack to me. We even got that crazy look from his Ultimate Edition, so you know they gotta get the most out of his molds. But I do like how they have him set with the belts here and then have them next to him. I think it's a nice little display if that is your thing. And then John Cena, a lot of people are going to want this Cena. He could be the star for a lot of people. I believe we had that Cena in the past with that t-shirt, so it's another chance to get that out there. Or maybe I'm confusing the Jakks days. Could look. I don't know. But it is another Cena there. We've had a lot of Cenas as of late. But this is a fun 3-pack. And I'm a kid. Yes, I am. I'm 12 years old. Yep, 12, Todd. As a kid, I loved box sets. Stuff like this was great because you just immediately had a nice injection into your Fig Fed, G.I. Joe Fed, whatever toy you were playing with. When you got a box set with multiple figures, it was a very special day. So things like this still do excite me. I do enjoy these box set packs. I hope they do continue in 2027 for Target and Walmart's because I think there's a lot of fun and it's a good way to get some figures maybe we wouldn't in other ways. Get those in the line. So that Raw 3-pack will be around the corner sooner rather than later, fall 2026. And that's Mattel Reveals Part 2. Once again, check out Part 1 for the rest of it, but not a bad showing by Mattel here. And we're knocking on the door, the back door, Todd McFarlane, of San Diego Comic-Con, roughly a month away. So we should see a lot of stuff at that. Going to be a crazy year for Mattel as it is every single year. Feels like we get more and more product all the time. Be interested to see how they top all of this at San Diego Comic-Con, what kind of surprises we have. And once again, still no San Diego Comic-Con exclusive news from Mattel. Not sure if they're going to do the thing kind of they did, was it last year or the year before, where they announced a different figure each day? We'll see where it ends up going, but I am anxiously awaiting what we're getting for He-Man exclusives. Have to imagine we'll have a couple of those, something movie related, maybe Skeletor, maybe an outfit, maybe. We'll see some of that kind of stuff. It'll be interesting to see what we get with WWE. Will we get one exclusive? Could we possibly get 2 exclusives this year? I guess we'll have to stay tuned to all of that. But let me know your thoughts on these reveals. What are you picking up? What are you passing on? Let me know in the comments down below. You made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channels, 2 YouTube channels with content every single day. Appreciate the support out there. Check out Patreon. Check out YouTube channel memberships for bonus content, early access, you name it. Plenty of stuff to keep you busy over there. Appreciate the help over there as well. Or the support. Help, support, it's the same thing. Sir Paul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and The Kyle Peterson Show at gmail.com, which is the name of my podcast, The Kyle Peterson Show. Available wherever podcasts are found with video cast on YouTube. So for Mattel Reveals Part 2, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Well, are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?
47 miles of barbed wire. Use a cobra snake for a necktie.